Hello there, it's Capri Wilson. I just got back from seeing the film 1917. It was great. Brendan, thank you for recommending it. Now, I do want to say, oh, by the way, this review is going to have tons of spoilers in it, because it's been long enough, I think. I mean, I've seen it, and I never see movies in their first week. Usually not even their first 2 weeks. I wait a while, see if there's still a good amount of hype after a bit, and 1917 still has some hype, so I know it's bad for a YouTube channel to review it late, but personally, I love to see them late. It's great. So, on 1917, it was a really good flick. Sorry, I'm just struggling to light my pipe while talking. Fuck. Ah, there we go. Best place to smoke is, under your friggin' porch, which you're using as a set to look kind of like a trench bunker, I guess. Doesn't really because of all the light, but, So anyway, on the topic of 1917, it was a great film. The only problem I had was it could have just been a perception of mine, but to me it kind of seemed like they didn't really go the distance that he should have had to go. I mean, to me it kind of looked like he was in the truck for less than half a mile. I thought they were sending a messenger to go a lot farther. It looked like he went about a grand total of like a mile at most. But I don't know, I mean, I could have perceived it wrong. I'm not the best at judging distances, but it just didn't seem like he was going what did the general say at the beginning? Like 6 mile? That did not seem like 6 miles to me. I mean, I know they were doing the whole no cut thing, but I think with cuts you could have made it seem longer. Which, about the whole no cut thing, they put a cut in there. I mean, there were several cuts where you can see that they're doing cuts. It's just, they hide them well because of the panning. And because they do the pan, it looks like one shot, but it's clear that once they get the blur from the pan, they're able to set up more stuff so that, or they are able to stop so that if someone messes up later, one continuous shot isn't messed up. And then they can keep going in a new shot, but it all looks like one once it's spliced together. I'm not saying that that's bad. I applaud him for it. It's great. Oh, and about the Farbie uniform. I'm not spending that much money on a uniform, so I made this myself. Most I spent on the uniform was on the Brody helmet right here, which is a World War II Brody. But you know what? At a distance, it's hard to tell. Good for you, Brandon. I'm sure you can tell. You farb finding. I can't rhyme anymore. Or not rhyme. Alliterate. You farb finding. Fine, fancy fiddler. Don't know why I went probably because I said fiddle. Anyway, so yeah, these are I think Grenadier. One sec. These are, I think, Grenadier things. I'm really not sure. It's a World War II Brody. You can tell by the inside with the rubberized coating and the strap, which is not leather like it was in World War One. And yes, I wear it with the thing on the back, which you could see some people doing in the movie. Because, I mean, doing it under the chin is just a pain, and, you know, your head has that little bump in the back. Well, some people's heads do, some don't. Mine has it, so I can use it like that. Now onto the details of the movie that I loved. I love how they had some people having, but not using properly, the chainmail shit that they the British Army issued to some troops, because that's very accurate. It was used for a little bit, the way it should have been, but then pretty much everyone on the front line realized, no, this doesn't work. Especially not when you have to put on a gas mask. It gets in the way. There's problems with the chainmail. So you saw some of them having it draped over the back, which is what troops did. They figured, you know what, it'll stop shrapnel from getting me in the back. That's how I'll wear it, versus like a scarf in the front to protect your face from front blasts, which is the way it was issued. Sometimes concepts don't really translate well into reality. What can I say? So, next, my pipe's gone out. It's not that breezy, but I think that it's blown out. So, anyway, sorry if I'm rambling, but I mean, that's kind of how I talk about movies. Yes, I'm one of the people who pulls towards. Okay, fine, push away. Thought I saw a squirrel. Okay. Not going out now. So, 1917, that's what I was talking about. I wish I knew how to edit, but I don't. So to all you 3 people who actually watched this whole thing, congratulations. Leave a comment of how many fingers I'm holding up right now. Okay, so, back to what I was saying. It was pretty good. I liked how they had the spiking of the guns, the ones that couldn't be moved back, the bombarding of their own former line, which I'm not sure everyone was able to get from the reaction of some of the other people in the theater with me, but I was able to tell with the destruction of the city and stuff, and the craters at the... It was nice that they didn't go like, oh, they have shelled their own lines. It was because they didn't do it till the night. They did it properly instead of just being, oh, well, we have to fucking, here you go. This is what they did. Gonna spoon feed it to you because the audiences are stupid. They did it well. They did a lot of things really well that other movies would just be like, oh, because not everything is obvious in a war zone. That's why, like, the moment where normally I would, when the German soldier is coming up with the fire to his back, normally you'd be like, shoot him, but, like, you can tell that there's a moment of, since one is backlit and the other is enough back that they're still in the dark, there's a moment of, what are you? Are the British guy is going like, are you a civilian? Or, and the German guy doesn't see him yet, and when he does see him, he responds appropriately. There's no like, hey, I'm gonna keep on slowly walking towards you and telling you, don't you move. No, don't you move, while getting close enough for you to grab my gun like they do in some movie. No, it played out like it should have. And the stuff with the guys missing, I mean, is accurate. If you've tried to fire a rifle while running, you usually don't hit your targets. Versus, I mean, that, I'm not upset about, like, the, oh, bad guy's always missing, because it's not like movies where bad guys are missing with machine guns, and it's like, okay, at least a stray bullet would have hit him. But when it's bang, bang, that I'm fine with. But when it's brrr, and not a single stray hits him, that's kind of, come on. It was a great film. I mean, it was great. I liked how for the lieutenant guy in the motorized column, they had what's his face from Golden Circle. That was nice. It's nice to see him in another film. Oh, by the way, I don't know any actors' names. I mean, I know some. For the most part, I don't know the names of actors. I know the names of characters that they've played. Because if you're a good actor, I don't care about you personally. I will completely forget about you and focus on who you're playing. And I can tell you, when I saw that guy who was the lieutenant, the first thing I thought was, hey, I know him. Ah, the Golden Circle guy. I like that guy. Don't know the guy's name. I know that he's a good actor, though. And for the role of a hardened lieutenant, he was perfect. He'd seen this war, and he gave good advice. And he was helpful. And he knew how to deal with the captain. It was a great role for him. I liked it. I feel like there were... Well, I feel like it's a problem and not. The dead bodies on the tree. My problem is how close it was to the English or British, to the British camp. I feel like they would have noticed that, possibly either given them decent burials, which, I mean, if these guys are veterans, maybe not, maybe they would have been so desensitized, but I feel like they would have at least unclogged the river. Because, I mean, you'd go to the river to, like, fill your canteen, but I guess not. The thing I was going to say was, I don't like how it's not explained, but I do like that. Because often in movies, they'll be like, oh, I said this horrible thing, and then the next person with the position of authority you see will just go, oh, well, that was this thing. Aren't the Hun such bad guys? In this, it's just, there's a bunch of dead people. Might have been the Germans. We didn't know. They may have flung themselves off that bridge like he did to get away from the retreating Germans, even though the city would have been under occupation. They might have been to get away from the shelling. We don't know. People get caught up in wars. Because at the end of the day, you have to remember, war isn't hell. War is war, and hell is hell. Hell has no innocent bystanders.